Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Obiajulu in the building.
Yay. Excellent morning,
Before we start celebrating each other, we have to first of all celebrate YK in the building. Yeah.
She's
So we forgot to mention it yesterday. She got let me just read what she got. Yes. She's certified as a world master in dance. So let me read here from South Korea. Certified Omoyeni Anikulapo Kuti, World Masters Committee, to be very pleased to award the certificate of World Master of her country. She's I'm trying to get the honors, rights, and privileges pertaining to it. So she's the World Master of Dance, and this was presented by the Honorable Minister to her, Ambassador Ali Mohammed Magashi. I sent this to her. Congratulations to YK.
Congratulations, YK.
Why are you mentioning my name?
Because you are.
Oh my goodness, back then.
Yeah.
This was it like there.
Yeah.
This was when YK was teaching us many years ago.
That's the Orobo at the back.
Where are you?
I'm at the back. I'm the
Oh my Lord, look at me in white. That's Auntie Kate.
Yeah.
When did they dig out this? And Sandra.
They went to dig it out. So it was
over digging.
It should be like maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah, and that's Jumoke in front. Is that Jumoke?
No.
That's the other auntie.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Simple, you white.
Sandra. Okay, so, I mean, congratulations to YK.
It's not easy to be a master. Yes, that means you're an expert. You have done it over and over. You've spent years, you're grounded and all that. Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, YK, what do I mean to say YK?
So for me, YK isn't just a dancer to us, you know. For us, we see every other part of her. But it's interesting to now, because we met her after she had sort of retired from dancing, yet it has not left her body. Because if you invite YK to a party, be ready. When she moves, everything moves. And it's a good way to keep fit. It's a good thing to see her being acknowledged on a global stage. Yeah. You know, Nigeria tends to just move on to whatever is shaku shaku, it is tomorrow, it is azonto, next tomorrow it is whatever is trending. But we need to celebrate our veterans. That's the people that put us on the map on the global stage that are celebrated, and we must appreciate it. So YK, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, YK. You know, I don't know why I just feel like so proud to be associated. Like, yeah, I know her.
Yeah.
I know her. Like, she's just a phone call away from me, you know. But also, you know, the family must be so proud. Even though it's just a family that just keeps creating legacies and, you know, building legacies. If it's not a story about their grandmother, it's their father, you know, her brothers, her nephew, you know, everyone still creates a platform or a legacy for themselves. And it goes to show the importance of, you know, how your parents behave and what the sort of things that they find important. You know, they allow them to also be able to express themselves wherever they find strength. Yes, the family is known for music. She's known for dance, and amazing.
You know, my brother wrote an article. He's yet to release it. But he said, Morel, like after he went for celebration, he says he's around. He writes. He said, we all talk about Femi, Fela, the whole. But you see, the real matriarch, the real driver of this family is Yeni. And nobody's really talking about her. He's going to write a piece about her specifically. It's going to, just told me last week, before even this one came.
And then this came.
That you see how she holds the family together. So this is an indication of her success, recognition of her success, and we're hoping Nigeria too. I know sometimes we don't see these things. International will see for us.
We don't appreciate it.
Now that international has appreciated and seen, hopefully we can now have a national award. Because the truth is, she's holding an international brand.
Yes.
For us, she's growing it, she's grooming it, that represents us. Everything Fela is international. So, because of celebration. So it's more than just YK. There's a huge institution that she's been a custodian of that must be acknowledged.
African
entertainment. God bless you, YK. We love you so much.
Love you.
Congratulations to you. Let's go on a quick break. When we return, we'll look at the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, we're going to start with The Nation. My director here. Triumphant Tinubu. Wike, I will support president again. Ayedatiwa apologizes to Akeredolu. Alaafin, 5 Oyo Kingmakers sue Makinde and others. How blue economy will boost GDP by Oyetola. Okay, which story are we starting with in The Nation?
Okay,
Inside the nation, you mean?
Okay, inside. No,
well, no, I have.
Let's start with on the front page. Go ahead.
Front page, I have the Marine and Blue Economy Minister Adiboyega Oyetola. He spoke at the unveiling of the Nigeria Seafarers Center in Apapa. So this was rebuilt by the MPA in collaboration with the Mission to Seafarers yesterday. And the minister said that the President Bola Tinubu-led administration, this is part of this administration's work to improve Nigeria's balance of trade through export promotion, which in his words is crucial to strengthen the value of the naira and by extension the nation's GDP. He also says that under his leadership, he will make sure that the Ministry of the Marine and Blue Economy was determined to cater for seafarers visiting the nation's seaports so as to give Nigeria's ports the needed comparative advantages. He's saying that the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue is determined to equip seafarers and all marine workers with the enabling tools to tackle and overcome work-related challenges. This is part of our concerted effort to ensure maximization of comparative advantages our maritime resources present. I keep hearing him talking and pushing and taking all the right initial steps, and I hope that this would really open up our economy. All
right, still on the front page, after the announcement of the president's victory at the Supreme Court yesterday, the minister of the FCT, Hurricane Nyesom Wike, yesterday pledged to mobilize electoral support for President Bola Tinubu in the coming elections. I don't know how many it is into 2027. In the next elections, he said that those who polled 2000 in 2023 elections will get next to nothing in 2027. He said that he had no regrets supporting the president in 2023 general elections because he was out to ensure equity and justice. I owe no one an apology. Furthermore, he said, let me say clearly, and to the hearing of everyone, including Obiajulu, we owe a duty to continue to support Mr. President, irrespective of the political party we belong. It is not hidden my position, and I owe nobody no apologies that I stand firm with him, and I stand for equity, fairness, and justice.
Okay. I like how he stands firm in his choices. He stays true to it. Yeah. So you can't ever accuse him of wavering in his.
His side.
Yes, his side, and he sticks to it. Okay. So inside the nation now, the National Commissioner of National Data Protection, Commissioner for National Data Protection Commission, NDPC, Dr. Vincent Olatunji, spoke during a meeting organized by Accountability Lab Nigeria in partnership with Spaces for Change, National Data Protection Commission, Paradigm Initiative Nigeria, and National Endowment for Democracy. And he's saying that the federal government has resolved to safeguard personal information and ensure compliance with global data regulations. He said the government is planning to create more awareness about strengthening data protection to instill trust and confidence amongst Nigerians. And he says we do everything with technology these days, and as a result, we need to have control over how we use it, how we access it, what exactly is being done with the information that we exchange online. So they are going to be regulating processing of personal data, which means that we have to pay attention to how our data is used and how our privacy is used as well or being violated. They're going to be organizing training, in form of capacity building to make sure that we're doing something to increase the awareness on data protection, that if people are aware of how they can protect their data, sometimes we log into some of these sites and we're asked to impute our personal data and we just go ahead and agree so that we can use the app without paying attention to how our data is being used. But government is promising to protect our data on our behalf. Okay. I think it's a good one. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, so I've been following the story of Ondo State with Aiyedatiwa, and the latest information from the nation is that Aiyedatiwa has apologized to the governor. He apologized that he is loyal to the governor, and that those peddling the rumors that he was the one he had commissioned, peddling lies, that he had commissioned some youths to protest that if the governor doesn't show up, the governor should step aside. That he had nothing to do with that. He's always been loyal to the governor, and he also appreciated the Speaker of the State Assembly, and he appreciated the governor because I think the governor has stepped in and appealed to the State Assembly to follow a more political resolution of whatever issue they have, and he's asking that everybody should take away politics and focus on delivering development to their sunshine state, according to him. So I'm hoping that this would be the end of seeing his name, Akeredolu, and Ondo, just being discussed on front page just because of politics as opposed to what they have done for the people of Ondo State.
They punch. In fact, Tompolo has shown us that he has plenty of money. All the front pages of the papers today, not Mr. Tompolo.
But the contracts are...
He has money, he has money. Okay, so Punch, I'm not sure we have any story, but Tinubu triumphed after 171-day battle, so we had to go inside to get stories from the Punch. Go ahead,
And I took this sad story from Plateau State. So a 17-year-old student in Plateau State, his name is Elijah Anthony. He's been arrested and was being paraded by the police command in Jos. They said that he had kidnapped a 5-year-old child who is a neighbor's child. And then he had demanded 400,000 naira, or he received a 500,000 naira ransom from the parents and still went ahead to kill the victim. He explains that on this particular day, the little boy was following his elder brother, but he was farther behind his older brother, and he and his friends saw the little boy, and then they grab him and they hide him somewhere. And immediately the family comes out, they're looking for him. He says he joined them to look for the child.
Oh my God.
Well, of course, he did not tell them where he had put the child. And they had demanded 5 million. And what they were able to finally get was 400,000. He said, but on receiving it, he realized that if he let the boy go, the boy would be able to identify him as the kidnapper. So he went ahead to kill him. He's blaming poverty, hardship for why he did what he did. He said, look, he was supposed to rise WASC this year, but he can't, and he's asking for forgiveness. Such a young boy, and that's the thing. Now you're seeing them; they're getting younger and younger, doing this sort of heartless things. How are they able to?
He's supposed to write WAEC, so what's he needing the money for?
Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, really painful story. We'll continue with our review. Stay with us. We're back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Still reviewing Punch. I'll take the major headline: Tinubu triumphs after 171-day battle. So, according to the Supreme Court, it affirms Tinubu's election, dismisses Atiku Obi's appeals. According to the ruling, INEC substantially complied with Electoral Act 2022 and Constitution. Election cannot be nullified due to unavailability of results on INEC's iRev portal. According to the Supreme Court, the iRev portal is not a collation system. The iRev portal doesn't stop the collation of results, which is done manually. Furthermore, the Supreme Court also agrees that failure to secure 25% of votes in FCT is not compulsory. They also said that petitioners didn't prove allegations of rigging across the nation from the votes. We can't revisit APC's double nomination of Kashim Shettima. And they also said that the time to file for the Chicago State University documentation for fresh evidence had already elapsed. And finally, the forfeiture of the $460,000 drug money raised after the respondents filed their process was completely unnecessary. So, congratulations to the president, and hopefully, but I hear that the Labour Party, according to reports, is looking to go to the international court to see if they can get some justice, saying that they need to defend Nigeria's democracy. And we'll see what happens after that. Okay?
$10 is at 1,000 something. Let them be giving us advice on how economy can be.
Right.
Yeah. Let's focus on how economy can improve. Lagos State has impounded 100 vehicles. They said that this vehicle, they are given a cease and desist, they should vacate. They did this, they gave the order on the 16th of October 2023. And in implementing that order, they have now gone on all the bridges, vehicles parked on the road, including commercial or private, and they impounded 100. The special advisor to the governor, Shola Giwa, on transportation, has said that the areas that they focused on was the Ejalo Nibu, that's Lagos Island, Obalende, Akpogbon, Ibutero, Idumota on Kata Bridge, and describing that it's causing a lot of hardship, that the enforcement operation would be continuous until there's a zero tolerance for activities of commercial or private buses being parked on the bridges. And they will continue to do this to ensure free flow of traffic. So I'm happy to hear about this, because they shouldn't be picking up passengers on the road. On the bridges, that's what I'm saying. As you want to climb on the bridge, it causes huge traffic, and you see the traffic, what's happening in front, only to see that yellow buses are tired to stop on the bridge.
Okay. So pedestrians along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway have lamented over the alarming increase in open defecation on the highway. So Punch, had to do a report on this, and they said the defecation is rampant from Wariwa to Mowe in Obafemi Owode local government area of Ogun State, and it has become a public health concern. So the coverts along the expressway have now become spots for defecation, that every morning you see people there just defecating up and down. And they said they saw, when they did an assessment yesterday, they saw feces along the coverts with strong smell coming out of it. Even people who are crossing the pedestrian will have to cover their nose just to be able to survive that few minutes. Yes, it was really, really terrible. And they are saying that it's too much. They have to, do something about this. But the government is saying that they are already working hand in hand with the local governments and the community leaders. They are trying as much as possible to see how they can build mobile toilets in those places, and probably help.
I like that response, because usually we just go, oh, why are they doing that, without finding the cause.
And giving solutions.
Okay, Daily Sun, PDP, LP, NRC furious as Tinubu wins at Supreme Court. IPOB flaws federal government on prescription. Court declares outlawing designation of Pro-Biafra group as terrorist organization unconstitutional. FG signs $463 million MOU with Chinese consortium for electricity lines upgrade. And Nigeria still in search of national leader, says Amechi. Okay.
We have to enhance the availability of electricity to homes and businesses nationwide. Our federal government, through the Ministry of Power, has signed a $463 million distribution lines upgrade contract with the Chinese consortium. The contract is to be financed by the China Exim Bank, and we have this statement was made by the Special Advisor for Strategic Communication and Media Relations, Mr. Bolaji Tunji, and the Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, both, announced the signing of the MOU between the federal government and the Chinese consortium, which consists of CCE, CC, and TBA Energy. They said this agreement is aimed at upgrading the distribution lines infrastructure under Lot 3 of PPI, which encompasses the region served by Jos, Kano, Abuja, and Kaduna distribution companies. And we have a similar MOU that was signed between TCN, CCEC, and TBA to establish a superpower grid for the power sector. So the minister and and his team hosted these two organizations that we signed this with. And finally, the minister also emphasized that despite its current challenges, Nigeria remains a unique and viable environment for investment, and highlighted the significance of the PPI in resolving capacity constraints within transmission and distribution network. So it's critical to ensure reliable power is accessible to support economic growth across various sectors.
Okay. Moving on to IPOB. So there was jubilation across the Southeast region yesterday following the Enugu State High Court's declaration that the proscription and designation of IPOB as a terrorist organization by the federal government and the Southeastern Governors Forum is unconstitutional. There was jubilation across the ruling yesterday was equal to the suit that was brought before it by lawyer Aloy Ejimako, challenging the 2017 proscription of IPOB as a terrorist organization. Delivering the judgment, Justice A.O. Onovos held that the practical application of the Terrorism Prevention Act and the execution of it as I'm trying to get the exact words for him here, but pretty much we're just saying that the proscription of IPOB is unconstitutional and that is infringing on the rights of association, rights of ideology, and rights of expressing themselves or who they are. And there's a law that is against restricting, it says that the applicant's fundamental right not to be subjected to any disabilities or restrictions on the basis of their ethnicity, as enshrined and guaranteed under Section 42 of the Constitution. So
this is the courts.
Yes, this is court in Enugu. It could be appealed, but at least the judgment right now that the federal government prescribed it is...
Judiciary is working.
Maybe they say it's not working before.
The judiciary is working. We are hopeful.
We'll see how it goes. All right, moving on. Any story in Pakistan?
No, they didn't. I saw the story about the Aspanda market.
Yes.
Did anybody take it?
I have it in the Vanguard.
All right.
You don't have anything in Sun? Should we move on? Okay. How much time? Vanguard. Let's go inside to see. Presidential tussle ends. Ritual. 400 level up Uniport students in police net for killing ex-lover. Reps probe hike in fares. Poor service delivery in aviation sector. Individualism, greed, ethnic sentiment, others pampering Nigeria's progress, says Amechi. Fear of epidemic looms in police cells as court rejects remand of suspects in Lagos. Court orders federal government, Southeast governors to pay 8 billion naira and apologize to Nnamdi Kanu. Okay, that's the part of the story I forgot to mention. They're supposed to pay 8 billion naira compensation to Nnamdi Kanu also. Wow. Okay, which other story are we taking in Vanguard?
Yes, okay.
Go ahead, okay.
I want to take the story about the hiking fares. So the House Committee, the House of Representatives yesterday has mandated its committee, the House Committee, to investigate the hike in international flight fares and the poor service delivery of these international airlines, foreign airlines in Nigeria. They said that they have asked, the motion was moved by Honorable Oshun, that he should, the challenges facing Nigerians needs to be curtailed because there is an unfair difference in hike in price when flying out of Nigeria. They said that. He also mentioned that the Ministry of Interior and Police Affairs need to liaise with the Bureau of Public Enterprise to implement immediate access to the value of all federal-owned barracks around the country. But the goal is, if you go to Ghana and you want to travel out of Ghana on an international flight, you go to Benin Republic to travel out on an international flight, or you go to Niger Republic, compared to Nigeria, it is outrageous. The cost of flying out of Nigeria is outrageous, and they did a comparison of if you are flying out of Nigeria and if you are flying out of Benin Republic, which is just side by side. Right. So what is causing this? They've asked the committee, the House Committee, to investigate and find out why the foreign airlines are charging Nigerians more money than they are charging countries right around us.
The president of Auto Spare Parts and Machineries Dealers Association, ASPAMDA, Trade Fair Complex, Mr. Ngozi Winfo, yesterday was urging Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, the Commissioner for Environment, Mr. Wahab Tokumbo, and Loma CEO and MD, Dr. Muyiwa, to reopen the Trade Fair Plaza, saying that most of the businesses there run with bank loans. And he said they have incurred losses in billions of naira due to the market closure, apart from the suffering, for the entire traders and marketers. He says the market has 150 sweepers that clean the market daily, and they were shocked at the closure despite their high sanitation level. And according to him, and he says that they also pay Loma on a monthly basis, and Loma has never defaulted as well. So that it was strange to them that the market was closed. So they are trying as much as possible to appeal to the government to open the markets, because it's an international market, and other African countries buy from them, and the fact that they are also running on loans as well. So the appeal is that the market should be open.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have fears of major outbreaks of epidemic loom in police cells across Lagos State. So the story is really that the police cells are just filled with criminals, and that to the extent now, because it's overpopulated, police officers are even turning their offices, as spaces where they can keep arrested criminals. They said they have what they call an ADR. So this is supposed to be an alternative dispute resolution, just for minor cases. But, they said the police is saying that, the cells are filled up, their offices, there's no space to keep them, to the point that they are confused with what to do with murderers, cultists, that they arrest because of this. The prisons is also complaining that, see, what we have right now beyond capacity, prisons are supposed to be for 4,500 inmates. We have like double the number of inmates right now. The police is saying, well, this will not stop us from performing our own duties. We still have to go on performing our duties, but obviously there is a problem. They've mentioned the fact that there's so many people awaiting trial, so the justice system is not doing its own part. They've talked about those who are on death row, that governors have refused to sign, their warrant as well, and so many other things. So,
unfortunately, that's all we can take on today's review. When we come back, move on to our next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Joining us right now is the country manager for Paramount Africa in Nigeria, Dr. Bada Akintunde Johnson. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
I'm calling you Bada.
Yeah.
How are you doing? Good to see you.
Feels fantastic to be here. First off, you guys are doing an incredible job.
Thank you.
I must commend you, and I feel very privileged to be here, sitting right in the middle of this phenomenal woman.
Good to have you. So we know that you're handling the Africa creative market and global tech out of Africa events coming up very soon. Tell us about the theme for this year. What exactly is your theme and how did you come about it for this year?
So first off, Africa Creative Market starts on the 2nd of November, runs through to the 7th. And the first one happened last year. The idea behind Africa Creative Market essentially is to create a platform, a property that connects practitioners within the Africa Creative ecosystem with their counterparts from elsewhere in the world, particularly the developed world. So last year we had over 60 creative executives from Hollywood, from Europe, from different parts of the world, South America, come right here and stay 5-6 days just basically discussing successful business models, collaboration opportunities, opportunities for investment with our guys. But most importantly, for us primarily, Africa Creative Market is an opportunity for upskilling our people. Okay. So the focus is more on capacity building. So you'd have workshops, master classes facilitated by these guys who've got more experience, who've got more, I would say, exposure, and that's no disrespect to our guys. It's just what it is. Mm-hmm. It's just, basically ensuring that there's some knowledge transfer that's happening without people needing to travel to the other side. It's not everyone who can go to film schools abroad or whatever. So we try to collaborate with...
Close the gap.
Yeah, with, global entities. Like last year, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation actually put some money behind a program called Thrive, which focused on training filmmakers here. And there was monies for people producing short films as well. Yeah. Someone walked away from there with $10,000, which was a grant for them to shoot a short film. Someone went home with £10,000 as well, which was another grant for a short film. So it was those kind of opportunities. People met mentors and kept those relationships going.
Okay, let me get some more questions in for you.
So you've touched on what I wanted to go, but I would like to hear more. Sites from the event that happened last year, the creative market, did you get more positive feedback after last year's event that made you to say, okay, this has to continue?
Absolutely. So this year's event is actually focused on some of the issues that the first one threw up. So as I said, we brought policymakers, we brought corporate entities, we brought people in the development space together. We brought government in the room, and we discussed common areas of interest. So what are the challenges, and what are the strategies that we need to put in place to solve those challenges, to surmount them, to drive growth, drive development within the space. So this year, we're going into how to activate those action plans that we identified last year. So it's a progression on what we did last year, and that's the whole point, that year on year, we can track how we're moving the industry along. So it's not just a fancy, feel-good,
Get
box-ticking
together.
exercise. Exactly. It's not one of those conferences or festivals, which is why for us, it's a market. And what happens in the market is you want people to be able to bring ideas, find funding, find partnerships, and be able to monetize. And then you want to have testimonials. You want people to be able to say, last year I came here with my passion and an idea. Today I have a portfolio. This is the number of people I'm hiring. These are the projects I've worked on. So that's what it is.
So moving into the tech, and this is the inaugural for the Global Tech Africa.
Yeah.
What exactly is that going to be about, and what does it entail? What's the benefit?
So similar to the Africa Creative Market, this was a platform envisioned to create opportunities to drive growth within the tech ecosystem. Okay. So DLD is one of Europe's biggest tech conferences. So January this year, we went and did a partnership with them so that they can bring all of their expertise this side. So Ascend Studio Foundations, in partnership with the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, are actually the key drivers of this particular initiative, bringing also the academia. So you have the Herbert Wigwe Foundation, as well as the university, How University, also involved, so that all of the assets they bring from a research and development standpoint, you can marry that with policy. You have government in the room represented by NITDA, an agency that is actually primarily saddled with the responsibility of driving growth in the tech space, as well as development agencies, all of the NGOs that have been focusing on getting funding for guys in the tech ecosystem, as well as the guys themselves. You bring everyone together to have conversations. So after the partnership was signed at DLD in Germany in January, we held a summit here in July, I think, where we brought all of the critical stakeholders together under one roof to kind of like set the tone for the conference, which happens later in November. Yeah.
Yeah. So you talk about partnership. You mentioned the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Yeah.
So are there any specific initiatives or projects, especially this year, that you have that can help attendees?
So one of the features of this year is that there's going to be a training for 10,000 people. I just want to read just so that I don't miss out on any of the details. Okay. So 10,000 recipients will be trained in 12 different areas that are in need of reform and resources in Africa, especially in Nigeria. The training will spread across local communities and cities, and a keen focus will be on women. So we're also driving diversity and inclusion. So for ACM, for instance, there's a focus on children's content. Okay. And there's not a lot of development, you would agree with me. Yes. There's not a lot of children animation on TV. There's not a lot of children actors who are making it into like mainstream movies and all that. So you want to dedicate a day to bringing practitioners together to discuss the challenges. What do we have to do specifically to facilitate growth in these areas? So for women particularly, last year we had the first ever Women in Film and Television International Conference on African Soil. And that's a body that virtually all women practitioners in film and television globally belong to. They have God knows how many chapters across the world. They all came down last year. Most of the chapters were represented. We had members of cast from the Black Panther on Nigerian soil last year, just before the release of the last one. So it's that sort of stature that both events have, the capacity to attract the best of the best, from an executive standpoint, from an experience standpoint, from people who can sort of move the needle, make things happen standpoint. And you bring them together with our local professionals and have them sit under the same roof for 5-6 days, just exchanging ideas and finding ways they can work together.
When is this event? How can people contact them?
So first off, Africa Creative Market is starts on the 2nd with an opening at
2nd of December?
No, 2nd of November.
Okay.
Yes. So the U.S. Consulate hosts the opening event. It's a cocktail event at the residence of the U.S. Consulate in Ikoyi. And then from the 3rd, which is Friday, if I'm correct, Friday, there's Music Day, which is curated by Paramount, MTV based to be specific. And Music Day will feature workshops, seminars, panel discussions, featuring some of the biggest names within the music space, discussing the challenges, discussing the opportunities, holding master classes, teaching people, collaborating with people. So the verticals for ACM are four, the main ones really. There's film, there's fashion, there's dance, and there is music. And you have days dedicated to these specific areas so that we can have enough opportunity to really unpack. Last year, the WIFTI Summit held over 2 days. But this year, I think film has 1 day. Then you have other ancillary areas like photography represented as well. You have intellectual property. It has a dedicated day this year. So you really want to have sort of a robust program that leaves no area untouched. Even though you'd agree with me that it's impossible to sort of cover, everything, but you want every practitioner within the space to feel like they come to a space where they can be heard and where they can make very critical, partnerships and connections.
Okay, so I will not let you go without talking about sustainability. As we know, it's a global issue, and I was wondering if there are discussions or initiatives around that and how we here, we can practice creativity in a more environmentally conscious way.
Sustainability is a big conversation the world over, and we can't be talking about diversity and inclusion and not speak about and not speak about that. So especially because the partnerships that we attract are from parts of the world where these things are like big ticket items and discussions. So this year, part of the program, especially for GTA, which by the way runs through November 16th all the way to November 19th. So ACM again, 2nd of November to the 7th. GTA starts on the 16th, ends on the 19th. How to register? Go on the website. For ACM, it is www.africaglobalmarket.com. And then for GT, I'm just going to pull it up now. But sustainability is a big area of focus for us on both platforms.
Thank you so much, Dr. Akintunde Bada, for coming.
For having me.
It's a pleasure having you, and we wish you all the best on the event coming up.
Thanks, and I look forward to having you attend some of our sessions.
I'd love to. Send us the invite. We'll be there.
Yeah, so we'll definitely do that.
All right, that's all we can take on this segment. We'll come back, continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So following our conversation yesterday, where we were talking about rituals being young people using body parts for rituals, and we had so many more questions than answers. So today we brought in a traditionalist, who will shed some light on what's going on out there concerning these rituals, these various activities we're seeing amongst young people. We have with us Mr. Japhet Odesanya. Welcome to the show, sir. Comrade Japhet Odesanya. You're also a journalist and also a traditionalist. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you accepting to come to our show, because yesterday we talked a lot. I mean, in recent times, we've been very worried about the fact that, lots of people are saying ritual killings are going on out there. People are taking body parts. And we are confused in understanding how does body parts translate to money rituals? We don't get that connection. Are they used? Is it not used? Have you heard of it? Or are you aware of this situation? Could you give us some insight into what really is going on?
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. And I must say that it's not only funny, it sounds stupid as well. It smacks of hallucination.
Okay.
You get it? Disillusion. Let me also add insanity.
Okay.
To assume and conclude, ignoring the sacredness of the life of other man, and concluding that his life will make your life better when you terminate his own life. I think that is madness at its zenith. And I'm not going to spare the government too. It's a systemic wrong. It's not about religion. There's nothing traditional about that. There's nothing ritualistic in that sense. It shows that there's decadence, unprecedented decadence in the society. I have read about teenagers luring his girlfriend in head of his 2 other friends. This happened in Ogun State. To a site to kill the girlfriend. Roast her parts. For what? To make money. Then the value system has collapsed.
Okay, so
Government must wade in. There's a serious problem. This is not about Yoruba tradition. Does it allow? It's not allowed. Okay. It's condemnable. It is despicable. I have not seen it in any of Yoruba tradition. I am an Ifa practitioner. Okay. None of the verses of Ifa ever says or stress that bring a part of human body, we do this and you become this. So it is nonsense.
So if it's not traditional, where is it from? I understand you've made it clear, we all agree, even the government, I'm sure they are at a loss. Like, what do we do? And what is the source of this? We understand the moral decadence, but where is it, what tradition talks about using human sacrifice for anything? Is there maybe a misinterpretation of what traditional religion is asking people, and then people are taking it literally? Could you give us maybe some context as to where this may be emanating from?
Thank you. Godliness is about the heaven. The heaven is the unknown. Then the unknown precipitates fear. And the fear leads to torment. The tormented will seek solution. I have not seen it in Ifa, but I've read in the Bible. I think it's also in the Quran that spirit led a God's man to go and sacrifice his son.
Which he didn't.
And he couldn't, because God had to intervene again. That is Abrahamic. That is Jewish. I've never heard of that in my own tradition. Okay. So, get into some genesis, some origin of such thinking, barbaric tendency. Now, it doesn't exist in our own part. Okay. Then I moved to the African movies too. What's in the head of an average person exposed to certain information? Does he comprehend it correctly? Censorship is non-existent. When you look at those films, sometimes I laugh and get worried.
So where did the film people get it from? Yeah. Because all of us got to know about this. I got to know about it based on movies. Okay. When it was from the movies that I saw that there were stories. Yes, specifically Yoruba and Igbo movies.
They speak Yoruba.
They would say that a man sacrificed his first child or took the destiny of his first child. It couldn't have come from the actors or the scripture that couldn't have picked that up from. It couldn't be an arbitrary, I dreamt and I saw it. There were movies reflect.
You just told us there's a Bible.
Movies reflect. They did not use destiny of people. But in Yoruba, we hear they say they use their destiny. That they took the person, they rubbed something on the person's head 3 times. And then they took the person's destiny. The person started going down in their business, and then the person that robbed something started going up. So that's why I'm saying that it can't be arbitrary. And I know you would want to say it might not be in Ifa, but you cannot deny the fact that there are stories like this. So what I want to confirm is it that the movies are blatantly lying? There was no basis for it. It just
stories must have been relying on stories.
Which story?
Stories are wrong sometimes. Wrong reservoir.
If there's no result, would they continue doing this?
So let me ask, please. In Ifa, for instance, don't they do blood sacrifice? I'm not talking about human blood.
It happens in Ifa.
They kill chicken and all of that.
Ram.
Yeah.
For what exactly?
Goat.
For what? Well, to appease the gods, to beg for blessings and prosperity and all of that, for cleansing and protection, right? Now, if the chicken blood is used and it gets you to a level of prosperity, so don't you think that the thinking will be, if I now bring human blood, which is superior to chicken blood, I will have more?
What would that be? That's thinking. Who asked you to bring human blood?
No, but is it not...
What is it that you
No, we're talking about the reasoning. We were talking about the reasoning.
Thinking now
Is it
that
what?
it's making them bring the human blood for a higher...
I agree with you. It could be. It could be. But I have told you, the one who is tormented is disadvantaged. The man who appears to give you solution is at an advantage. And there are spurious, fake prophets, quote and unquote, priests, people run to them. You have come with your problem. He himself has problems to solve. So he capitalizes on your own weakness. You think he's a strong character. It's a lie.
Okay, as a traditionalist, right? Could you just open our eyes? Like, what are the sort of rituals that happen in your own religion, the Ifa religion, that when people are looking for blessings and prosperity, what do they have to do?
We call it cleansing.
Okay.
We call it healing.
Okay.
It happens.
How do you heal? How do you cleanse?
Thank you. It's not even about prosperity. We don't sloganize prosperity. You know where they sloganize prosperity, and that's another problem. What is prosperity? What is the value system? What are we thinking? It's suspect tied to money. Is it about the clothes you put on? The best of us, when we were growing up, were driving Beetles. They would wear Kampala.
That's prosperity too.
Grown hair like Wole Soyinka. They were the professors. They were the encyclopedia of knowledge. They were the most respected, revered. These days, young people, you don't know the source of their income.
So what were the cleansing rituals? What are the
At our own
cleansing
level, what you do is you cleanse, you heal.
How?
We believe in the ancestors.
Okay.
That is spiritism now.
Okay.
It's another dimension.
Okay.
I hope you can understand.
Yes, we
Yes,
do.
we are
ready.
we're following you.
We are together.
Yes.
Yes, we're following
Okay.
Yes.
But I like that. You see, we must celebrate our core values. When I say cleansing, healing, you must have heard of Oshun. Oshun was a great goddess.
Okay.
Special woman. All she would use was water to cure.
I thought that was Yemoja.
They are connected. The spirit of water, Olokun, and all that. Orunmila was the coordinator of all other orishas. These were special beings. For God's sake, Jesus lived mortally, right? On earth. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam lived on earth mortally. Orunmila lived with people. Yoruba, he was a healer. He was a doctor. Moving from one town to another.
To heal.
Such
And use water.
Such knowledge, having been, recorded, cannot be thrown away. There were disciples and there are still disciples.
So you say that the cleansing is done with water, Abi?
No, not only that. You have mentioned the one done with ram or whatever.
Yes.
Chicken.
It is
Let
your state of mind.
let me pause you for a second. I have a caller. Johnson, calling. Thanks for calling, Johnson.
Hello, Murayo.
Good morning, sir. You're live.
Hello, Murayo. God bless you.
Go ahead. I can hear
I
you.
say hello, Murayo. God bless all of you. Money. I'm looking at your beautiful face. I like all of you there. Since I began to watch this program, it is you I have been watching every morning. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you. I'm
you.
a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
That man, if you are viewed in the whole world, that man is lying to the whole world. Hello, madam.
We can hear you, Johnson. Go ahead.
If you are viewed in the whole world, that man is lying to the whole world.
Okay.
I'm telling you that I say he's lying to the whole world.
Why?
Do you know?
Why?
Money ritual is what has been going on in Nigeria that you hear in the news that you are talking about. The man has been avoiding all questions.
Thank you very much,
Why?
John.
Hello?
Yes,
if you want
Johnson.
to see me personally, hello, I have been there. I have been tempted with money rituals. I always refuse. Hello, I have been tempted with money rituals.
Okay.
I always refused.
Okay.
I would have given my son, but I refused. I said no. I won't love any of my children.
Okay.
Money ritual, it is blood they look for. It is spirit that brings that money.
Right.
The spirit will demand blood. Don't mind that man, he's lying. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
I would
Thank
like
you.
to get, I wish we could
Because
still
I would have loved to have someone like
Was
this
it a
in
Yoruba
Abuja.
person that he went to go and meet?
Because
said he's
the
been
reason
tempted with
why
this.
we wanted to have this conversation
Pardon
because
is ignorance. Pardon is
so-
ignorance.
yeah.
The man we just spoke, pardon is ignorance. It's pervasive. This is what we are facing in the community, in the society.
Sir, I
People
hear
are
you.
ignorant.
Sir, let me put things in proper perspective. I hear you. And sometimes as the elites, or educated elites, we somewhat live in a bubble. And we always think things are not as they are because we just live in this our nice bubble. But those who are faced with it, young kids, 18 years old, in universities, they are being invited by different people. They're being conscripted into various cults to use their mothers, their sisters. These things happen. We can sit here and pretend it doesn't.
We're not denying that.
Yeah, so we just need an insight. We know it happens. We're just trying to connect. If you have an idea, an inkling of why somebody will use a body part, or how possible, she was trying to establish a theory here. Is it because maybe I can use chicken, maybe I should use my mother? Does it happen? And if it does, we're not saying we agree with the system. We're just saying, does it happen? So that those who are not sure can have clarity.
No, we have not denied that. Tell me clearly. We have not denied the fact that it happens. It is happening.
Okay.
We are saying it should not be attached or tied to Yoruba tradition. That's what I'm saying. I don't know where they got it from.
So all those Yoruba movies that have calabash on someone's and the money will be coming out of their mouth.
It's sheer demonstration of madness, ignorance.
So let me say something.
Arrogance.
See what I see here, my own deductions is, you know, like how we have Christianity, for instance, and we have people who they claim to be Christians, but they do the other side. Every religion, every form of spirituality has the good and the bad side. It has the I don't want to use
The clean side.
the clean and the evil. Like a balance, right? So we have people in Christianity who will tell you, come, they will help you to get husband, they will bathe you in the river, they will do this, they will do that, they will take somebody's husband and all of that. And they are called Christians, right? But they are doing it the other way. So same as the people who are the Ifa practitioners, they will still have people who decide to use the powers for evil. Now, is the evil part now that is swallowing up. Once you hear traditionalists, you just equate them to the occultic. But they have traditionalists that are clean, because growing up, so we did a form of idol worshiping. I met idol worshiping in my family growing up. And I know that there are regular sacrifices you do with your chicken, just pray for prosperity, pray for protection and all of that, and everybody goes home. But some other persons will take that same tradition and use it and manipulate it and use the powers against other people. So the occultists, like growing up, I heard of this, I don't want to mention the name of the cults, that they are big on exchanging destinies and using their children. So if we have some elders in the village who they will tell you, don't go to their house, so he belongs to this cult. And they have used their first son or first daughter, and you see the first son or first daughter like an imbecile in the house. So those are people who have taken from the core tradition and used it for evil. We should not blame the tradition. We should not cancel that tradition as evil.
Thank you very much. Let me take this call and I'll come to you, comrade.
She just defended.
She just said, thank you, Obiajulu. Let me take Kayode from Abeokuta. Thanks for calling. Kayode, you're live from Abeokuta.
Yeah, good morning, man.
Morning,
good morning,
sir.
Sorry, thank you very much. I mean, it's what I'm calling, actually.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, man. Yeah, I heard what this man was saying here. This man is saying rubbish, man.
No, you can't say that. No, sorry, you can't do that on TV. Come on. Because somebody said the other, you can't. Please.
Celebrating ignorance
Let's not use the wrong language. We're communicating. Your view is an expression of views. Everybody has a right to express their views, albeit different from ours. So please, let's respect each other. Go ahead. You don't agree with what he's saying? Go ahead.
This money ritual has been existing, especially in this Abeokuta or Ogun State.
I just mentioned an example from Abeokuta.
It's so high in Abeokuta, and this thing is not even once. So you can't be confusing everybody here now that the money ritual doesn't exist. This and
No,
that.
he never said that. Thank you, Kayode. He didn't say that. Let's get it right. What we're trying to do, because when he was trying to understand and defend the Yoruba traditional culture. That's where the conversation went to from his own angle. We wanted clarity on the rituals that happens with money rituals. So now that we have an understanding, so he's defending the Yoruba culture, saying that all these things we see on movies is not part of the Yoruba culture. That's his stance. He's not saying that the money ritual doesn't exist. Let's get it right.
And let me even go further. I think what I'm also trying to understand, in defending the Yoruba traditional religion and culture, you're saying that some of the religions that we practice today as Christianity, where you have heard of human sacrifices, is in the Bible. So you're saying maybe a perversion of Christianity, never even associated with our own traditional religion as well.
Yes,
because that's where we'd hear about that.
But I've read in other stories. These are stories.
Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue our conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this issue, the tradition with our traditionalists here, Mr. Japheth Odeyemi.
So I was...
Sorry about that.
So for me, Mr. Japheth, we've heard that you've established the fact that in our written or in our thoughts, in our oral thoughts, traditional way of life, there is no documentation or record of this kind of ritual killings as a way to get wealthy. The part for me that we discussed it a bit yesterday, and it's been in my head that why is it that in this recent time, when we talk about this ritual killing, is always these gods that is asking, that wants to give them money. How come he's always asking for women's parts, body parts? Like, why is it that when the God wants to ask, he's asking for a woman's private parts, he's asking for a woman's body? So what we end up seeing more often than not is thrown pieces of, like they would abandon a woman's body, they would say they beheaded the woman for ritual killing, or they've cut off her breast and cut off her eye for ritual killing. But it happens more with women. I've not said there are no cases of men. Majority of the time, they're asking you to bring your favorite daughter, the one you love the most, based on the movies we've seen, and then they see pieces of parts of their body on the floor, or something that is very precious to you, and they'll see part of it on the floor. Why is it that the gods are asking for female?
Who or what are the gods? Where are the gods? There is only one God. What is gods? Small g, capital G. Nonsense. There is only one God. There are orishas. I accept with you. And if you know the reverence attached to womanhood in Ifa, you will marvel.
That's why they are asking for
You will marvel. It's not to say go and kill woman. One woman is equal to 200 male men, according to Ifa. That's it. The strength of a woman is equivalent to that of 200 men. Have you ever had that? Who is celebrating that in Ifa? Who understand that among the Yoruba? We are there. You get it? Ifa says, Iba shori gbogbo ni sunu posi ni. Iroko gbogbo Iba ti tán nínú igbó. Adíá fún igba ẹni. Igba ẹni ti ìkọ̀lé ọ̀run bọ̀ wá sí ayé. Iba ṣe pé orí gbogbo ní sunu posi. Iroko gbogbo Iba ti tán nígbó. Abo fún òwèrè. Òwèrè ń tọ̀run bọ̀ wá sí ayé.
Meaning?
The meaning is this. Had it been that all dead beings are buried in the coffins, there would have been extinction of the Iroko trees, cast divination for hundreds of beings coming from the city of heaven to earth, and cast divination for struggle, strife, sorrow, tears, pains, unrest, also coming from the city of heaven to earth.
All right, let me talk about
all of us will pick from it. Everybody is not going to be rich. Everybody is not going to get married. Everybody is not going to have children. If I say it, we have different varied destinies. That's the fact. So why must you tell me you want to be another Dangote? You may not need to be. Just to live a meaningful
your
life.
destiny to be.
That's it. You with me?
That's what you far. That's the way you far.
So let's talk about the traditional religion for a second, since that's your area of strength. How do they worship? How do they have? I know there's an idol or there's a shrine. Tell us a bit about that. The traditional worship. What exactly? If you're a traditional worshiper,
rituals,
the rituals.
These are symbols. You know, I connect through God. I connect to God through divination.
Okay.
Who am I to connect directly to God?
Okay.
You are dirty. But there could be mediators.
Okay.
And we find that in Oromila.
Okay.
Through the priests. Through divination. Just like you cannot reach, say, I think in one of the books, you cannot reach the Father except through the Son.
Yeah.
Isn't that correct?
Bible, yes, you're right.
So when I carry my okpele, and you carry your, and you carry your rosary, or your cross, and you do this to your cross, and I carry what looks like an idol to you, and I make some incantation to Shango, to connect God, to strike my enemies. You say,
And you are calling down fire.
Yeah, you say I'm
Die by fire.
and
At the same time,
and I could invoke it truly,
Colonialism has
scientifically, physically.
Have you ever invoked any?
It's done.
Have you done it?
I don't need to do it, but I have been where it was done, and I can still lead you to where you can get it done.
What was done exactly?
That's the song.
What was done exactly? What did you see?
And what was it done for? You steal another man's property.
Okay.
And they're asking you, are you the one?
I've
You
heard
deny?
of Abeokuta.
Are you sure you're not the one? And you are the one. Okay. We'll go to Shango. You keep saying you're not the one. Now we appeal to Shango. Because our Orishas, they don't take nonsense. They don't take
Orishas of justice.
You know,
But with all due respect, I'm so sorry that I'm
not
repeating.
Satan now.
I'm so sorry.
People say Satan.
Sir, I'm so sorry. We are very worried because we feel that our gods have all, they are sleeping their party
They
lines.
are not gods. We don't have any other God other than God. There is one.
So we have this
God.
sort of gods, and people are getting away with
No, we have
atrocities in them.
Orishas.
Exactly. Did you hear Mariam's question?
Prophets.
We have these gods of
and this
judgment.
power, and then people are getting away with all sorts of atrocities.
You have
Why
to
can
call
I
them.
not go? Yes, someone has just been killed. Our daughters are being killed up and down. Why can't we go to these gods and
those
ask them
things
to strike
happen.
them
Go now.
down?
You know, there are two
The
stages.
Ifa people should go.
The stage we were before the government was constituted,
Okay.
and the stage we are in after government.
Okay.
So you take all blames to the government now. The government must be responsible, and that's what I'm saying.
Because they have the power.
What does the government teach the people? Where is the role of morals? At some point, history was thrown away in the, what do you call it? Curriculum. What is system? What do we worship? What do we even believe in? What is the value system? What are we thinking? What is government telling the young people?
But I've heard stories of Ayilala. So they say they will drink Ayilala water. They took them to Abeokuta. So this woman, she has a salon, and all her staff, she traveled and came back, and they had stolen all the ACs in the office. And everybody said they did not do it. They prayed, they took them to police station, they arrested. When they carried all of them inside bus to Abeokuta to go and drink Ayilala water, when they drank the water, the person that confessed, and the person that confessed went to take them to where he sold the ACs.
Is that of fear?
Well, the others that were innocent did not confess. All of them drank the water from the calabash, and one person confessed.
That was how we controlled
and the
our
person that
system.
confessed was the person that actually stole. So they said that when you drink that thing, it will make you say the truth of what happened.
We have to wrap up.
You get swollen.
We have to wrap up.
So please, let's not deceive ourselves by thinking these things don't happen. They happen.
It happens, but it doesn't work. They should stop thinking you can kill another man and make money.
Thank
it's
you.
wrong.
So
Nobody supports
the difference is they are not expecting money from the calabashes to come out. They kill whoever they want to kill to amplify their business. That's where the money now comes.
How is the business
So how do
amplified
we
without
explain
the person
that?
running the business?
Working.
Is it not working in the direction
No,
of the business?
Exactly.
But in the movies, they will bring money. In Ghana must go.
and you are having very minimal profit. And then you add that one, and the profit increases.
It was because of the 15 years that you worked for.
So yeah, because if we take that conversation, if we take that opinion, then we'll say with Christianity as well, where some people will go to give testimony because a pastor prayed over their business. And we have had conversations saying that,
you will receive alerts. And
if it's not throwing money from Calabash, then
please, I need somebody to follow.
We have to wrap up.
Please, if you have done ritual,
more questions than answers.
So
we still need more answers.
Lots of questions. If anybody is watching us right now, and you have done ritual before, and they were bringing Ghana Must Go to your house, or maybe you watched, maybe you've seen a woman kneeling down with Calabash and money is coming out from the wardrobe, please. Send us a message so that we are sure that it's not insanity that we're watching in the films. That's the only question I have.
Okay, let's go on a break. I think thank you very much, comrade. It's a pleasure having you. That's all we can take on this segment. Come back, we're bringing our celebrity guest. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view.
Thanks for staying with us. Bolanle Ninalowo, popularly known as Nino B, is a Nigerian actor, accountant, and entrepreneur. Ninalowo is among the most talented actors in Nollywood today. He has featured in many movies and has won many awards. Welcome with us, Ninalowo in the building.
Yo, yo, yo.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
When you came in, I didn't greet you well. The reason why I not greet you well because I'm not happy, but it's all good. And listen, we love you because you're a fantastic actor. Yeah. We love your love story. We loved it. Yeah. And then when it crumbled, we cried. And then while we're still trying to understand, we now saw that recently you said you fall in love again. You met love. You just kind of love.
Let him sit down for
so,
you.
Don't finish this story. That's my own issue now. So, you don't fall in love. How? Where? Please, we're still trying to understand what happened. So is it true? Is it a rumor?
We're still praying.
That something can happen.
Is it possible? Was that a rumor?
Which one?
That they have found love again.
I never said that.
Okay. Thank you. Now
so I said I was peeping somebody.
You're peeping? What does peeping mean?
Peeping, I might be interested in
somebody.
That early? That soon?
What's earlier soon? What's the schedule?
You just broke up with somebody that you were in love with for years.
For years, and we saw that story.
We need the time. We need time.
You need time.
Yes. Yes.
Oh God, I like the way it's throwing it.
The truth is, we need time.
We need time.
Because yes, it caught us unaware.
Yes.
So. You will adjust.
Okay. Anyway, let's come back to you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So tell us. Let me let BC because look, Tokwe is one that is farming.
Yeah.
Let me let you start.
And I really do that. So, one of the things that people talk about, and because I've already declared myself a fan, if I'm going to critique, I think it should start with me. Acting, for many people, is supposed to be you become someone else.
Right.
You know, and we're not supposed to like see Nino B in the characters. We're supposed to see that person you have become. How is it been becoming different characters for you? Because people have said that you sort of still carry, we still see Nino B everywhere. Yeah. Like we hear your accent, your gestures. Yeah, gestures. The only one where I can say you've swallowed everything was Jobe, as in we didn't hear you in Jobe. We didn't hear Nino B in Jobe, but in most cases you still come across. Is it that they've boxed you into a role, or you are trying your best and that is just who you are?
Well, for me, first I thank God for making me who I am, for all the opportunities. Thank God for Jobe. You also got to understand that first, for me with acting, the three things that you need to focus on, which is your image, type, and essence. So when you're able to discover this, then you're maybe about 50% ahead of the game. And your image, type, and essence is an example of who I am. When you're writing your script, you know this is for Nino. I can't help the fact that I look the way I am. And I talk the way I am. And I act the way I am.
Exude what you exude.
Exactly. So, to the best of my abilities, when I get a script, I try to interpret the character
When I got Jobe, I was excited about that. And you don't have too many scripts in Nigeria that just allows you to become something else.
Yeah, that's true.
You get, and at the same time, it's a job. It's a payday for me.
Nice.
I'm here to get paid.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. There's so many questions. Yeah, go ahead, Bisi.
Yeah, let's talk about management. Do you have a management that handles the sort of jobs you get? Because I see that aside from the jobs that you get, you have quite a number of endorsements. Is it that the agencies reach out to your management, or you fly solo as an artist and they just call you?
I fly solo. My manager is God.
Nice.
Gone.
Go ahead. It's God.
God. Okay, you know, you're speaking American. We're trying to get it. Okay, it's God.
Yeah.
So you're such a successful actor, you know, and you've had sustainability. You know, sometimes we have these people, they come and they go, especially with entertainment. Nothing wrong with that, but you seem to have sustained that over a long period of time. And I would like to understand how you've done that.
Well, first is grace. Second is I'm very consistent and diligent with my work. I'm very focused as well. And I pray very hard.
You pray?
I pray.
Just asking.
Didn't you see how successful I am?
Yeah, you don't look like I got a praise, though.
Yeah, you look like that sleeps in the gym.
A lot of us don't look like what we truly are.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
You know what I mean? So, I'm very spiritual, and I thank God for everything He has done for me. Okay. So I can only connect that with grace.
So it's God and hard work.
Period.
Let me ask you my own question. Sorry, me. You see, I don't know. I'm not very interested in your career because you're successful. People see you. What went wrong?
With what?
With your wife, with your family. Like, we really love. Let me tell you what I like to see on screen. I love to see that this good-looking brother has a good, beautiful wife, has a great family. I love that on screen. I love just seeing that this guy, man, he's a good guy. But then it fell apart. So as your fan, I was hurt from inside out. Like, it was almost as if it's my marriage that is breaking. Like, does my marriage have hope? If Nino and his beautiful wife broke, I mean, it was so hurtful.
Then they hug themselves.
Yes, and she was gorgeous, and she was just and she looked almost like me. And I'm like, that could be me. So what happened?
Like
Why couldn't you fix it?
Oh, life happens.
Tell us now, what kind of life?
Can I just add something to? So apart from the romance that we saw, we also heard you talk about the work that you put in. So this was not someone that took his marriage lightly. So the question is, for someone that is that deliberate about putting work into the marriage, how does it end this way?
Well, you need to know when to quit or when to stop. Like I said, life happens, lessons learned, I'm healing, and I'm moving on.
Is she healing?
Let's go to the healing
Let's
place.
talk about your perception.
No, let me go to healing.
Is she healing?
You have to contact her.
Find out, please, before the healing. I'm fighting your battle right here now. There's a perception because of probably how you look and how you sound that you are a womanizer. Every woman you see, you want to go after.
You're
and I'm currently fighting because I have worked with you several times on set, and I didn't see that aspect. Even when I have conversations outside and your name comes up, I'm like, I've worked with this person. This thing you say, have you met the person? No, the way he looks, the way he sounds. Please, can you explain to us this your look now? Does that make you a womanizer, or it's just the look God has blessed you with?
He has worked very hard to.
The truth has no lies in it. Number one. And number two is you can't wear a mask for 6 months, not to even say a year or 5 years. You're all ladies, and you're journalists. And I know you guys are everywhere in the blogs and everything. In the past 5, 6 years, 7 years, have you heard of infidelity about me?
Never.
Have you heard of domestic violence?
Never.
That answers your question. And if you have a woman, any kind of woman in today's world, where people must be heard, a woman as beautiful that you saw, that I celebrated. First of all, none of you guys knew that woman until I brought her out to celebrate her. Everything you celebrate today is of me celebrating a woman. She is not a star. She became a star through me.
Through your love.
Through my love.
Yeah.
So get that fact very clear. When I meet another woman tomorrow and I fall in love, I would do exactly the same thing. I am a lover.
You look like the kind of guy, like Tevin Campbell kind of brother, you know, the Denzel kind of brother.
But I
sing the song. Tevin Campbell made the song, the love song.
I know. So let me
now. Rapping with. Now let me finish my train of thought. Calm down.
Ladies of
I've
your
lost my train of thought.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
to
go
healing.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Because when I love that you spoke about healing, because what we see with celebrities or with relationships when they break up is the women tend to be more open about their vulnerabilities, or the women tend to be more open about the fact that they are heartbroken. I wanted this to work. So, and right now I'm trying to get myself back to believing another one would work. So we see the women, but we rarely hear about men saying, I'm taking the journey, I'm trying to heal myself, what has that journey been for you to heal yourself? Because when you wrote your post about the breakup, it was an emotional post. It wasn't a post of respect our privacy, this is over. You wrote, like, I've done my best. For you to know how, yes,
Follow you. Yes, ma'am.
I will quote you.
Hey.
You said, God.
I have goosebumps.
You see,
You asked God to reward you if you've done good and if you've done bad. You know, so for me, it was deep. Even me, it was deep.
Yes.
So when you say you're healing, I want to understand what that journey has been. And because, not just because of you, but because there is a man watching who is trying to go through that process too.
First of all, my situation is not man-woman.
okay.
It's human.
Okay.
Let's not get it twisted. It's happened between a husband and wife. It could be through friends. It could be colleagues. It could be co-workers. So my situation, first of all, is not about the man and the woman as husband and wife. Sad is not. It's more of a human nature.
Right. Okay.
Now, healing for me began when I realized and discovered that there was a name for something I was experiencing for years. And when I realized the name and I started educating myself, I began to heal. And
What's the name?
I can't say that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because we're in a society where people take things as abusive instead of understanding. There's a lot of things going on in the society. Maybe someday at some point in my life, with what God has put me through,
Right.
I'll be able to advocate and talk about it.
Okay.
Well, I think it's too early in life right now because people are not there to understand.
But do you think this relationship that you're peeping at is a rebound?
I'll tell you what. The next woman that I get involved with will love me. Why? Because I love me.
Wait, was that romantic? That didn't sound romantic to me.
No. He loves himself now.
Yeah.
So he will meet a woman at that level that will love him.
Well,
It's
for
a
me-
level of, you know, like, you know yourself.
Well,
so
another thing for me is I read maybe you didn't think you had love where you have just left. And now the next person would love you.
Yeah.
That's how I heard that.
You could interpret it whichever way you want to.
But now you're out there, you're peeping and everything. Nobody can deny you're an attractive man.
Right.
Many Nigerian women, I mean, I'm sorry to say, ladies of your view, are a bit ticklish this morning. But, so in looking around and trying to make a choice, how is it for you? Because for me, I feel like you'll be distracted by, so many people.
I will not be looking. Let me tell you something. I don't know what kind of people you meet. I'm a very special kind of person.
wow.
I'm anointed. I'm graceful. I'm very spiritual. My ex-wife was not a mistake in my life. It was divine. And the next woman I will meet will also be divine. You cannot have a destination without a journey. And I'm journeying through life. I'm not interested in meeting a million women, but when I see the woman, I will know.
So, it's hard, sorry again, it's hard for a woman to have a man like you and walk away. And the reason why I say that, because you're good looking, you're successful, you're a celebrity. So I'll ask you, are you complete? In the sense that, I mean, do you have, because for a woman to just say, you know what, I'm walking away from this.
I think you should ask, did
Let me
she walk
rephrase
away
it.
or did he walk away?
I'm just, well, either way. Because she was just equally hot.
How do you
How do you know?
Okay.
Well, but
She's
what I have seen,
assuming,
what I have
especially
seen
since they
on
look
my
alike.
telephone, I'm using not telephone, what do you call it again?
Your phone.
My phone.
Have you seen anything from her?
What I'm saying, the point I'm trying to make is that for both of you to walk away from each other, that thing must be really, really sensitive. So I'm asking,
What
are
makes
you
you think we walked
can't
away
say.
from each other? I walked away.
You walked away.
Yes.
So that ends the story.
Okay, no problem.
Let's go back to your career.
Can we talk about children?
Discuss that. Hey,
There are children involved. How are they
How are your
coping?
kids? How are they handling this?
Firstly, in any situation of a separation of a parent, no child wants this parent to be separated.
Right.
There's a lot in your ages that you don't know, that you do not understand. They don't teach this in schools. They don't teach them at home. But they happen in life.
Yeah. Yes.
And thank God for grace. Thank God for everything He has done, which is why I can say the kind of things that I said and say, God judge me. We don't get to choose what families we're born into. We get to choose our partners. We get to choose our career. But you don't choose your brothers, your sisters, your mom, and your dad. It just happens.
Sure.
And we all as kids, fall into traumas one way or the other. Things happen. We grow out of them. Some of us are able to deal with them positively, some negatively, and it just affects our life. And when you meet people, you just love them.
Okay. One more question on parenting, co-parenting now, as it is. How is that working?
I speak to my kids. As long as I can speak to my kids, I have endured for them. I had a first breakup before, and I endured for my kids. They were about 10 and 8 at the time, and now they're 17 going, Aliyah's going to be 18. My son's going to be 16.
Nice. You're grown.
Yeah, and they understand that I love them.
Aww.
That's all that matters.
That's important.
Oh, that's sweet.
Okay.
Let's talk about career. We move on to career now.
Let's move on to your career.
In the works.
What's happening?
You've acted, like you are acting. Acting is not a problem. Do you want to are you going to be doing producing? In Nigeria, it seems like when you finish acting, the next step is producing. Thank God for RMD, who wouldn't do those, wouldn't cross from it. So because sometimes we feel like
God that he didn't
because it will make actors that are only actors.
What if he does
No, you people should not let me land.
Ask a question.
Don't interject.
It's okay, calm down.
So
it's okay.
I always feel like people always feel like actors need to grow into directors. While some people are directors, some are actors, and it shouldn't have to be growing into one. So I said, thank God for RMD that just says, I'm an actor, I'm not going to grow into this. Do you intend to do?
Did that, oh, don't.
Do you want to do directing, producing, or you just want to be like, I'm acting?
I'm just journeying through my life and career. Whatever you see me do tomorrow, as long as it makes sense to me, makes money, and gives me peace, I'll do it.
Are you this philosophical? Like
That's what I've been looking for.
Like,
Thank you.
Every
response is
I'm just trying to put myself in your wife's shoes. I ask you a question, okay? You know what?
Yeah.
You're gonna find out
We need
tomorrow.
to.
Or if I ask you, okay, what are you eating today?
Whatever you put in my table.
Yeah, whatever.
What God says you should give me.
When the universe opens, whatever drops onto my plate, the manna of God, I receive it.
So I'll tell you what, though, in a relationship, I'm probably the woman.
Really?
Don't get carried
Look
away.
at soft heart. Yeah, I think you're one of those really, really
But
soft.
I'm just very, very open.
What's your spec? This future, this woman, this sleep.
You say career, I've got to spec.
Relationship.
So
we like relationships.
Okay, so you worked with our friend. We're so proud of her. She does so amazing. And what would you like to see? Because in your acting career, you've gone through many years. Like, what are you seeing now that you're proud of in the career, and what would you like to see more and better of?
In my career?
Yes.
No,
acting. Sorry, in the industry.
The industry has bloomed, man. The industry is doing amazing. You know what I'm saying? And it can only keep growing. I just want to see more people find a fit into it and, make success, period.
Some people have...
Let me take the short clip very quickly. Let me take a quick shot.
Maka! Maka! Maka!
Ọmọ Igbo.
Makanaki, you not leave us with Tamak.
Ṣé Tamak ń fẹ́ kú sí ni?
They talk it in area.
What did I do?
Maka is now fresh.
They are talking about me.
Yes, sir.
Me rain.
Everybody is talking about you, sir. They say, Maka fresh.
Kò sí rọ́mbẹ̀. Everything fresh.
Yeah.
Bata.
Yeah.
Fresh. See my ṣòkòtò.
Oh, fresh.
See my t-shirt.
Oh, fresh.
See my shades.
Oh, fresh.
See my watch.
Oh, too fresh.
See my Benz.
It's your Benz.
Why? 504 ló pe ni yẹn.
I want to go and hug it.
No, you can't hug the car.
Maka, please, show me how you take it fresh.
Ọmọdé yóò mú gùn ó ń pè lẹ́fọ̀. Wá jẹ́bẹ̀ wá ṣéǹjì kò get out.
Show me the way.
Gba gbogbo ẹ̀ kò sọ̀rọ̀ ń bẹ̀.
That lie, I don't want.
You don't kidding?
I don't want.
Uncle.
Yes, sir.
You ready?
What do I want to use this one to do? How many things will I buy? This one will have finished now, Maka.
I'm
no ego. So you don't apply to me.
You don't want my money?
I don't want.
Me, need for again.
Maka, take me to the source.
To the source?
Yes, sir.
For what?
Where you are making the so that I can refresh. Even Chomaka, she leave me.
What about now?
Choma leave me.
You want to be fresh?
Yes, sir.
Omode Ombogun is calling it a vegetable.
What is that?
So you want to be like me?
Yes, sir.
You want to be fresh?
Yeah.
You want everything to paya.
Paya.
When a clip becomes 3 minutes movie. Anyway, let me let you go.
People enjoy watching.
I was really excited when I saw you in Far From Home on Netflix. I was like, yes! How was it, being in that production? And I've seen you a number of productions. Netflix, to be specific. How was it for you?
It was amazing. It was a blessing. You know, I think that was my debut on Netflix. I have a bunch of productions coming out soon.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of work, you know, in the back door, you know. But it was a blesstion, man. You know, I always.
What's new for you?
That's how you broke our hearts with they said you were going to be in
Extraction.
Extraction.
Yeah, but I gave you the distraction.
So we were now watching Extraction.
And he wasn't.
And I was watching. And I was waiting. From beginning to the end, I said, no. Maybe I missed him. Maybe he was in the fighting scene. What happened? Why did they do that to us?
That was a mockumentary. I shot a mockumentary for Netflix to promote Extraction in Africa, and we blew it up.
Okay, so on an average in a year, how many projects do you say you work in?
Before I got to the stage, or before I was able to start calling my own shots, I used to just work. I was a workaholic. I never stopped being on set. But now, I get to choose what I want to do and do what I want to do with my time.
Okay, so you get more free time now, you're saying?
Absolutely.
I don't want to say if I ask questions,
Just go back. Go back.
Sure,
Go
so
back
all
to the
those
personal.
things we used to see, was it real?
What things?
All the things you see with your wife, ex-wife,
right,
was it real? All the things, all the lovey-dovey, was it real or was it makeup?
How could you fake something for 5 years?
People can fake it
Run from
for
it.
the gram.
Run from it. You can't fake shit like that for 5 years on the ground. It's impossible. Can you fake loving your kids?
No.
Do I look like a fake person to you?
No.
You know what the problem is? Like I said, you're oblivious to a lot of things. You think you know, you have no idea. There's certain kind of people that you will never know exist. Thank you, God.
Like mommy water.
No. But Morayo, I think that the thing is, you won't blame Morayo for asking if it was fake because we've seen.
No, I understand.
Social media has told us that it's fake. There's a lot of.
Let him. He's trying to say something.
Watch when I get into another relationship. Determine if it's fake or it's real.
You better treat that next woman very well.
I've never treated my woman
Like,
wrong.
we'll be monitoring you.
I've never treated my
Back
woman
to
wrong.
back.
Instagram.
Well, what's your spec? Dark skin, tall,
Let's go back to
short.
career.
No,
We are just
we're almost
asking
finished,
now.
please.
Sure, we can't do career again. We already know he's
We need to even talk
successful
about
actor.
lifestyle, how he's working, how
Yes,
he has the body, your
managing all
outfits,
this
things like
fashion?
that.
Yes, so much.
All these muscles.
Yes.
How are you managing
It's
this?
just a
How
lifestyle
many
for
times
me.
do you go to the gym a day?
Yes.
3-4 times a week if I have time.
Really? What kind of food do you eat? Eat proper food?
Not really. I can eat it by in the morning.
Do you ever dress down or you're always...
I don't think I do too much with dressing. I just think the swag just kills it. Period.
Oh, you have swag?
like natural swag?
You get swag? Remove your glasses, make we see the eyes. Let us see. So your mind
I just
now.
stay Nino.
So your mind now, you have swag. In your mind now, you're handsome.
He has already said he loves himself.
Have you seen my mother?
No, I haven't.
No, tell us about your mom.
She's fine, Abby.
You should.
Just specs, please.
My spec.
What's she
I-
has specs?
Petite.
Oh, really? Well, my spec now in life will be, you know, a God-fearing woman. A beautiful God-fearing
I
woman.
knew I was going to say something philosophical.
Beautiful.
Woman.
Churchy?
Churchy.
Is your spec?
No.
I hear you came with a woman in the studio. Is that the lady?
Oh, Pario.
No.
Where is she?
The producer just told me that you came with a woman. Is that
No, I
her?
didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh, sorry. She said maybe your spec is in the studio. Don't mind that they're trying advertising themselves. It's not you, producer.
Yes, we have.
Please face your front.
We have behind the screen.
They're all looking
young
at you, thinking
ladies,
it's your spec in the studio. It's not in the studio. Please, the spec is not here. But we have to wrap up.
You know how disappointing it is for me to take this kind of questions from you? Do you have any idea?
No. so sorry.
No,
It's
but
hurting
okay.
you?
No, it's not.
No, but it's insensitive.
It's insensitive.
No, not sensitive. It's,
No, tell us what you mean.
It just shows. I applaud myself.
We applaud you, too.
Strength.
I applaud you.
You know what I mean? And the future is great.
It is.
Look forward to
I'm
it.
so sorry. And I feel, but you busted my bubble. I'm so sorry. I feel actually that I have come on
You
strong.
have never met a man, and you will probably never meet a man
That
will love a woman like me. Maybe not even your husband. You will never, probably will. But when God blesses me with the right woman and the right mindset,
it's going
she'll tell you.
And we'll love the pictures online.
We wish you the best.
No, Maria.
We will love the pictures online.
Yeah, Maria. I don't hide whatever I do.
I'm so sorry.
And I pray,
came on
we
too
pray
strong.
for love
No,
for
you
you as
didn't.
well. So for you, you said the
not
next
talking
woman you
again.
meet would love you, and that's what I hope for.
Yes,
you.
sincerely,
To
that's
love
what we
you,
want.
this person that you
We want you to be happy.
created, because you said you worked on yourself and you love yourself now. So
Absolutely.
that person would see who you are today and love you for who you
Absolutely.
are. So wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Right, you can round up the
It's
show.
fine.
My boyfriend.
It's okay.
Okay. Thank you. All right, we'll wrap up the show.
Maria.
Have a
I might
lovely
even be
weekend.
Mariah, who knows?
Mr. Brown!
Mr. Brown is going to...
Mr. Brown, please!
We'll see you tomorrow with Veronica. Have a lovely weekend.